We're back with episode 2 of the only farming games guide that you need, where I break down all farming games that you should buy and I divide them for you into beginner friendly, intermediate, and advanced. Today's episode is super exciting and very special to me because we have our first guest in the series. She has one of my favorite channels here on YouTube. She is cute, she's adorable, she's sweet, she's funny, she loves sloths. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I don't know which rock you're living under, but I'm talking about none other than Payton from Payton's Corner, and it's Payton with an A for you.
Hello everyone, my name is Payton, also known as Payton's Corner, and I am a cozy games content creator right here on YouTube, as well as over on Twitch. I am so excited to be joining Miss Bubbles today to let you know about some of the best farming sim games there are. I don't know about you, but I love a farming sim game, but also I'm very picky about a farming sim game, so I decided for all of my picks to give you farming, but with a twist, in case you're like me and you're a little sick of just plain old farming.
And if you're here from her channel, welcome in. I'm so happy to see you, so happy to meet you. I hope that you're gonna have a great time with us. And without further ado, I'm gonna start with my first pick today, and I'm going with a very controversial one. And it's not only because of its predecessor, but it's also because of its not so good performance on the Nintendo Switch. And I'm talking about none other than Rune Factory 5. This game absolutely has my heart, and it made me forget all about Rune Factory 4. And this is coming from someone who had Rune Factory 4 as one of their top 5 farming games of all times. Now, let me explain myself. With Rune Factory 4, even though the story was unique and entertaining, the trigger system made it hard to enjoy the game in a natural way. So instead of playing and having fun on my own, I always had to have the wiki by my side at all times, and it felt like I was just being dragged through the gameplay. So when Rune Factory 5 came out and I saw how much more approachable it is and how much more easy it is to figure out about relationships and story progression, it instantly replaced Rune Factory 4 for me in a heartbeat. The visuals in 5 are a massive step up as well, and the content gripped me for days. You build your perfect farm, you join the seed organization, and you go on bounty quests. You can fight monsters and tame others, and these monsters that you tame, you can bring them back to your ranch and they will help you. You also have a massive skill tree to progress, so even things like taking a bath counts. Imagine if these things are stuff that we can add to our resume. Everything would be just better with the world, I feel like. But on a serious note, the game is amazing and so fun, with characters that are unique and entertaining to talk to. Not only that, but you also get to furnish your house to your liking, with some exceptions with how flexible you can be. For example, there are stuff that you just can't put too close together. There are things that you just have to leave like a gap between the item and the wall, which can be annoying, but I feel like it's not annoying enough to deter me from playing the game. On the Switch, the game struggled, but it never bothered me. Even as someone who suffers from severe migraines and motion sickness, it never triggered it for me, which was a massive surprise because anything triggers my migraines and my motion sickness. And recently I ended up asking Xseed for a PC code because I want to try it on the Steam Deck but also on PC, so I will be starting a fresh gameplay of Rune Factory 5. I would say this is more of an intermediate to advanced gameplay, especially when it comes to farming and figuring out the status of your soil and crops. I have a before you buy video for it where I break down the game for you so you can know exactly what you're walking into, but I would love to know if you've played any Rune Factory games and which one is your favorite. Now Payton, the bubbly stage is yours.
My first pick of an amazing farming sim game might not be what you expect when you think of a farming sim game, but this one is definitely one of my most played games, specifically of this year. It's great if you like farming games, but you maybe wanna dip your toe into another genre. This game is called Moonstone Island. Moonstone Island is not just a farming game, it's also, and dare I say, mainly, a creature collection game. Moonstone Island is set in an open world with 100+ islands to explore. In the game, you'll get to make friends, brew potions, collect adorable spirits, test your strength in card-based encounters, and of course, do some farming. The story follows your character, who is an alchemist in training, and you move away from home to kick off your alchemy studies. and there's a dark force that needs to be handled. And with the help of an adorable team of creatures that you'll collect, you may be able to help Moonstone Island get back to its former glory. I decided to pick Moonstone Island as one of my best farming sim picks because the farming actually is important in this game, rather than in what I would think of as most farming sims, where you're farming in order to turn a profit. You can sell your crops in Moonstone Island, but I would argue that you're mostly farming in service to your spirits, because all of the different crops in the game can be fed to your different spirits to help either raise or lower their stats, which makes getting all of the different seeds and discovering all of the different crops really fun and interesting. In the game, there are different types of spirits, and therefore there are different types of islands, and therefore there are many different types of crops. So you'll actually have to go exploring to be able to find all of the crops in the game, whether it be on a fire island, a water island, a dark island, and more. I think the farming in Moonstone Island feels interesting and innovative because it feels like it takes on a whole new level of importance. Yes, this game may be more of a creature collection game than a farming sim, but I think it feels very refreshing if you're someone like me and you've played most of the farming sim games ever. I will also note that the farming in the game has a nice level of ease to it. For example, your watering can will never run out of water, and there are additions like sprinklers that will help you out in case you don't want to be spending too much time watering all the crops. All in all, I think Moonstone Island is a great pick for an innovative and different farming sim game.
Back to me, I have yet another controversial pick, one that had a lot of hate, right, like even before it released, and the hate was because of speculation. Like, people thought, oh, the devs are gonna abandon it, and if anything, the devs showed that they did not abandon it. But if you don't know what I'm talking about Fae Farm. I feel like this game just got so much hate for nothing, and if you're gonna argue and say that it's not worth the price tag, I think it is, especially when y'all paid $70 for Disney Dreamlight Valley. So anyways, let's talk about Fae Farm. Fae Farm is a fun game in my opinion, and this is between a beginner friendly and intermediate pick for me. This one focuses more on the farming, mining, combat, which can be toggled on and off, fishing, critter catching, and crafting aspects, and it leaves behind the more meaningful character stories, you know, that are engaging. And for me, sometimes I just don't want to be engaged with anyone. I just want to play and not worry about romancing people. So this game is perfect for that. Also, massive kudos to the dungeons and the enemy design because they look amazing. Now, the world looks beautiful, and you can even jump around on mushrooms, which will send you flying, and it's really fun. Like, no matter how much I do it, it never gets boring for me. You also have lots of nooks and crannies to get into and to see what kind of goodies and treasures they have hidden. I also love that you can take this whole game at your own pace. You have like 40 plus hours, plus you have the DLC, so there's so much content to get into, but it just doesn't feel rushed. You can just chill, relax, play, and enjoy your time. Now, I haven't personally tried the DLC yet, but if you did, let me know what you think. However, I do have a before you buy for Fae Farm, so you could definitely check it out and see my thoughts about it in the pinned comment. Now, I hear that Payton has another pick, so let's hear from her.
My next farming sim pick is perfect for those of you who want to take your farm out of this world. It's a new game that came out this year in 2024, and I find it's another example of farming that's done in a completely different way. This game is called Little Known Galaxy. Little Known Galaxy is a cozy, single-player RPG space adventure that's full of friendly characters, exploration, crafting, and of course, farming. You'll join Space Alliance as a new captain in training and work with your quirky crew to solve the mysteries of an ancient relic found on the Gray Planet. You'll then get to go from planet to planet to explore the entire galaxy. And while the game may very well take place on a spaceship, there is still a great level of farming in the game. I love Little Known Galaxy. I think it's such a cute little game. It's not going to be one that gives you endless playtime. I mean, you can, of course, continue to decorate your farm, but there is definitely a main storyline to follow on this one. You're going to all of these different planets, meeting more characters as you're going from planet to planet to planet, getting new crops as you're going from planet to planet to planet. I really like Little Known Galaxy because I feel like it is a big trend that we're seeing where there are so many space and science fiction-y games making their way to a cozy space or a farming sim specific space, but oftentimes they don't really feel that cute to me. I like science fiction, but I have to admit, I want the characters to still feel cutesy. I want to get that feeling that I get from classic farming sim games, and I think that Little Known Galaxy does it really well. I really like how the planters look in this game, and the decoration opportunities I think are really new and innovative. I like that it is science fiction, but it doesn't feel cold and intense. It feels like it gives me the same warm feeling that most farming sims do, so I think it's yet another option if you're looking for a very different kind of farming sim game. The characters in the game are really cute to me as well, specifically all of the aliens I think are very precious, and I really like getting to farm not only on my main ship area, but there's also the outside of the spaceship that you'll get to decorate, and then you'll get to explore all of the different planets, all with different vibes. I feel like there's a lot to explore in this game for sure.
Back to me, this pick holds a very special place in my heart because it's one of the very first reviews that I did on the channel, and you know, it just, yeah, it means a lot to me. And also, it's a game that I just didn't want to play. Like, I just didn't want to try it, but then when I did, I just fell absolutely in love. And I'm talking about Littlewood. Littlewood kept popping up on my Steam page and recommended feed for months. And every time I looked at it, I was like, it doesn't look, I don't know, the pixels are pixelating too much. Like, Stardew Valley, yes. Littlewood, no. I thought there's no way I'm gonna enjoy it, but one day there was a sale, I pick it up, I play it, and all my days, I never put that game down, and I just lost all of my life to that game. I would say this is between beginner friendly and intermediate because it's not hand-holdy, but it's also still manageable to learn how to play if you're a beginner, but it does get a bit more complex down the line. However, there are a lot of wikis and tips and stuff that you know, you can learn and manage your way around. This is an RPG hybrid where the war is over and you're the hero, which has no recollection of what happened, and you just know that the villagers need your help and you're here to restore the town to its former glory. So as you start building new facilities, you meet more people, more of them will come join you. They want you to design their houses, which is pretty fun. You expand on your town and you have different hobbies to enjoy, like foraging, fishing, mining, and whatnot. And I really like the day and night cycle mechanic because basically there is no stamina. The stamina is the day and night cycle. So the more that you do something, the more that the day is gonna progress. There's just so much that you can do here, and the quests are very easy to keep track of. The content available is gonna keep you entertained for a really long time. This is one that I keep recommending over and over again because I truly believe it's an underrated gem. I rarely see people talk about it, and this is something that you can see in the series. In every video, I will bring up at least one underrated gem. Like in episode 1, we talked about Epic Chef. Like, why doesn't anyone talk about it? It's such a fun game. And in this one today, I chose the Littlewood because it's such an underrated, beautiful farming game that you should definitely check out and you're gonna love it. We have 5 more games to share and they're gonna be on Payton's video, so I'm gonna leave a link to her video and her channel in the comment section. Please check her out. She is a fantastic YouTuber, amazing content, and I'm very, very, very honored to have her as the very first guest in the series.
Thank you again to Miss Bubbles for including me in this video. It is such an honor to be on Miss Bubbles' channel and get to interact with all of you guys. If you want to see another list of even more farming sim games that we both love, we made another video over on my channel you can watch right now.
We're gonna be having a new guest for at least the next 4 episodes, and if you have creators that you want me to invite over, definitely let me know about their names in the comment section. Thank you to my YouTube and Patreon bubblies for making videos like this possible. Thank you for watching, and a shout out goes to the games I mentioned, Jake, Logan, and Stephanie for going the extra mile. Until next time, stay bubbly. There's a bug over there, that's why. That scared the living out of me.